Welcome to Perception versus Reality Sports and Culture, where we cover sports from a different angle and bring you topics most podcasts and radio shows will not cover. I'm your host, Rodney870, and welcome my co-hosts, Neely, Mr. Sports IQ, Lemuel, aka Lemwood, and Stanley, known on Instagram as Third World 870. Please enjoy this PBR clip and subscribe to our YouTube channel.
Creep on into the Lakers, current Lakers culture. As you know, and everybody in the world know, that Magic put together a couple of trade packages to try to pull in Anthony Davis. And in those trade packages, he included, if not 3-4 of his young budding superstar players, which were top picks, first round picks: Kyle Kuzma, late first round; Lonzo Ball, Brandon Ingram, first round; Josh Hart, who played great in summer league and made the team and has been a great addition for the last 2 years, along with Zubac, who is a guy who was 6'7" and has nice feet, good hands, great potential to be a 16 and 8 guy at the center position. All of those guys were included in trade talks, and it seemed to affect them. And the perception of the public is that LeBron was pretty much behind the scenes pulling the strings, telling Magic, hey, shove all the chips in, let's go for AD. I don't care about these young guys, and that seems to disrupt the locker room. This team lost by 42 points to a short-handed Indiana Pacers team earlier in the week. My thoughts on it is that I feel like this is a business. And these young players, Kyle Kuzma, Lonzo Ball, Josh Hart, Zubac, these guys have played great in spurts. They've played good in spurts. They've also played terrible in spurts. And no one is consistent of all of them. Maybe Kuzma is the most consistent because he played pretty consistent last year. He's played consistent this year. I think Lonzo Ball and Ingram has the best upside moving forward. But they have to understand that this is a business. And if you have Anthony Davis on the market, teams are going to go after Anthony Davis. Jason Tatum is probably 90% sure he's going to be a superstar in this league. And the Boston Celtics are already talking about trading him for Anthony Davis. And he shouldn't feel a way about it because, like I said, it's a business. I don't think we could blame LeBron James because when LeBron James comes on your team, teams have to understand he's expected to win. He's not expected to come in there and win 45 games, 50 games, and lose in the first round. You're expected to compete for championships. And so organizations, as long as he can play to the level he's playing at, you have to be able to put a team around him for him to win. And I think those young guys should have understood that and shouldn't have allowed it to affect their performance over the last 2 weeks. Now, they did have a big win against Boston on Thursday night, which was relief for me because it showed me that they have short memories and they can get over it. But there was a lot of turmoil in the locker room. You have Lavar Ball out there calling for Luke Walton's head, saying LeBron James is old and can't play as good as he used to, saying Magic Johnson is not a decision maker. He's just a figurehead. So you have turmoil coming from everywhere, and I don't think you could just put it on LeBron. I think it's coming from everywhere, and I think everybody needs to take blame. But also, I think these young guys need to understand. At the end of the day, this is a business. Harrison Barnes, this is a business. Tobias Harris, this is a business. Blake Griffin last year, this is a business. They have to understand that, Liam, and that's my point on it. I don't feel sorry for them. Shut up. You get $1 million check every month. Play ball.
Yeah, I think from the standpoint of it is they know it's a business. It's a perception. I was telling. I always tell my students the perception is the reality now. So it's hard to, like our show is perception versus reality, and sometimes it's hard for people to separate the two. Because especially when I remember when LeBron was hurt, he was in the hall, like the locker room hallway, and when Magic and Rob Pelinka, they look over the team, they watch the games, and LeBron was with them. So when you have players on your team, though, they're gonna feel some type of way when they hear their name and rumors, and it's the perception that LeBron is he wants to push for a championship, So those players, the trust level, the trust factor, with LeBron for them is an issue. But you have to know if you're not a top three player in the league, if you're not top three, if you're not James Harden, LeBron, Big Creek, Anthony Davis, whatever. You're gonna be subject to some trade talks at some point. If you're not in that upper echelon,
Yeah.
you're gonna be trade talks. That's just how it is in the business. And so, your character as a professional shows how you're able to come to work despite what rumors may have and all of that, because it's going to come. Far as the turmoil, I'm not as concerned. After that Boston game, not as concerned. I do think, though, with the team, my concern really is I think everybody is on course. My biggest issue right now is from Lonzo Ball, that aspect, and Lavar Ball.
Yeah.
Lonzo didn't have a really develop because he was hurt, so he couldn't work on his game as much. But it's something there with Lonzo and his psyche and how he plays is an issue, because now it's proven, if you watch the NBA, if you have a point guard that doesn't attack the defense can load up and attack you from different areas. But when you have a point guard that attacks and get in the lane and penetrate, it makes everybody conscious of the help. But if I know that I ain't got to help, and I know the point guard ain't going to really penetrate nothing, I can stick to this three-point shooter and make it harder for him and everything else. His dad, this is my belief, opinion. I think that his dad doesn't help his psyche. I don't think Lonzo. Now, LaMelo, his psyche is totally different. LaMelo can get in this league, his dad can talk all, whatever, and he going to be good. Doesn't matter for him. But Lonzo, when I watch him play, I don't see the aggression. I don't see the confidence. I didn't see it even when he was at UCLA. He'd have good games when they were, they were front running, they were beating teams they were supposed to. But when he have a guy come at him, he don't respond. His first game in when Pat Beverly did that, he didn't respond. He just basically
that really pissed me off. Lonzo should have been waiting for him. I would have every fucking Clippers game circled on my damn calendar if I was Lonzo Ball. Every time I play against Beverly, I would roast his ass. His ass.
See, that mentality as a point guard, like, hey, I'm going to attack. He doesn't have, and the thing is, he actually does have like his jump shot and the skill set to be able to do it because of his length, and he just don't. In the jump shot, when he was in college, he was a great jump shooter.
Man.
He got to the NBA, his jump shot started because of the confidence and the psyche.
Yep.
And sometimes I think his dad doesn't understand that his son's psyche ain't his psyche or LaMelo's psyche. And so that, because in his mind,
LaMelo going to be nice. Watch what I tell you.
Yeah, he's going to be nice.
He's already moved up from being non-ranked when he started with Spire to he's the number 2 point guard in the nation, and I think he's like number 12 or 13 overall.
He got the sauce. Now he gonna come. He gonna tell you he gonna put 40 on you and come put 40 on you. Yep. Lonzo's part doesn't have that. And the crazy thing about it, the passing skill is there. All of that is there. It's just
Lonzo is one of the most skillful point guards I've seen in the NBA since, better than Jason Kidd. To me, his 6'7" frame makes him more a skillful passer than Jason Kidd, man. That guy has all the tools, and I think that's what's frustrating everybody. You can see the tools in his game. You can see everything about it.
To me, he takes the Lakers to another level because he adds something, you know what I mean, that they that nobody else can really add. So that's why I'm on him, because, Ingram, he can come out and have a good game. Okay, cool. Kuzma, he can shoot. But when Lonzo's sizzling, everybody getting the easy buckets, he getting to the paint, everything is open. Everything. And so, for them, I think Luke Walton and what they should go and recognize, because he's coming back off injury, they got to go. I would go to Lonzo like, listen, man, we finna make this playoff run. And your skill and talent is second to nobody. You shouldn't be deferring to nobody.
Nope.
You know, I want you to come back, play with your attacking style, let it loose, and then you'll see chemistry with the ball and ball move. I saw it too with Rondo the other day with moving the ball and all of that.
Yep.
But you bring Lonzo back, being able to do that, I think that chemistry would be fine. The young guys see the trade deadline is passed, so he's still there. Now it's time for them to really just go put in the effort, make the run. I hate that Luke gets a bad rap because before these injuries, Luke had them almost really in a third seed, almost getting there.
That's about to ask you about him, about Luke.
So Luke is doing a fine job. I think they traded Beasley away because of that, because they didn't even have to add Beasley in that deal. They just did.
Yeah.
So I think that also helps them as well going forward. So we'll see how they respond on a consistent basis. Another issue that you have with them a lot, too, is like they have this game against the Celtics. They may play good against Philly. They'll come back. They have the Memphis Grizzlies Tuesday night and just lay an 8. You see what I'm saying? So we'll see where they be.
They need to keep that same energy. And that's and my issue with now. I know you like Luke, and Luke was doing a good job. I think that was more LeBron James than Luke. One thing I've watched over the years, LeBron has had a lot of coaches in his career, and I've watched the coaches that have done well with him. They have rotations. I just don't like Luke rotation. To me, rotation is everything for the NBA. Your rotation is everything. Like I'm watching the Celtics every night. I watch the Celtics, and I'm watching their young coach. He doesn't put Kyrie in until after the 6 minute mark in the fourth quarter. Kyrie would go and he would sit, and when Kyrie go in, it's almost like they're taking the chain off a pit bull in the fourth quarter, and he's going ballistic. You have Terry Rozier, you have Marcus Smart, those guys out there keeping the game close, and boom, here comes your pit bull, and he's going and he's closing games, and that's his rotation. So Kyrie goes into every game knowing, okay, this one I'm going to get my rest. This one I'm going to be out there playing. Okay, while I'm on the bench in the beginning of the fourth quarter, I'm getting my mindset ready. And all he's doing, he's letting everybody else tire out on the floor, and then he's bringing in that pit bull fresh off the bench with the 6 minute mark. Okay, go get me 10 in 6 minutes. And that's what Kyrie did it to the Lakers the other night. I watched him do it to Philly one night. I watched him do it to Toronto while Kawhi Leonard was holding him. Kawhi Leonard had played the whole entire fourth quarter, and Kyrie came in fresh at the 6 minute mark. Rotations are key, and Luke Walton does not have a rotation. Now, you do have, let's say you have a 9-man rotation. Your top 7 players need to know when they're going to play, when they're not going to play, depending on foul trouble. If foul trouble occurs, then, okay, you have to change your game plan a little bit, your rotation a little bit. But if no one's in foul trouble, you should have a set game plan. You should have a set rotation, I mean. Lonzo doesn't know when he's going to play. I've seen him take Lonzo out with 4 minutes left in the first quarter and not put him back in until 4 minutes in the second quarter. This man has been on the bench real time, maybe 20 minutes of real time, just sitting down. I hate that. I don't like that. And I think that's his issue with coaching, to me.
Well, I think with your rotation, one, we have to also know there have been a lot of injuries, suspensions, and stuff where they haven't even played together enough to everybody to have a set rotation. And then part of their Achilles heel is shooting. And so what happens is because they have their Achilles heel is shooting, they have to pull guys and see who's hot that night. Because some nights Lance Stevenson is hot.
Yeah,
they got to play him some minutes.
That's true.
They got to roll.
Yep.
So shooting. Now, like the Celtics, they know everybody is who they are. Jaylen Brown is a slasher defender, can score a little bit. That's who he is. They have another person out there that could come in, hey, I'm a shooter. That's what he is. We know, and we can complement the guys around them with who they are. So we have shooters. Like when they get Muscala and now they're getting that Bullet Boy, now to me you should have a set rotation because you have your shooters. You don't have to open compensate. Caldwell Pope gives them that screen curl game. I would give his minutes to Bullet. Now, Caldwell Pope can defend a little bit, but I would give his minutes to Bullet. I like Lance Stevens. because he gives you a little bit.
I like Lance at times. Give me small
But
doses of Lance.
yeah, but
Lance is like Hennessy. I don't like Hennessy like most people. Give me small doses. It's like if you put him out there for 5 minutes, to me you could put Lance out there for 5 minutes in the first half, and you can tell how he's going to play the rest of the game. And that's what I would do if I was Luke Walton. I would give him his 5 minutes and show me what you got today. Show me
but
what
that's
you
another
got today.
thing. I like, if you say Lance, say listen, now on the second team I need you to do ball handling, but you cannot over dribble. If you can control that aspect of him, Lance can give you a lot of stuff, and he competes hard. So
Yeah, that's true.
I like Lance, but Caldwell minutes to me should kind of come down, and then this will also help preserve Tyson Chandler with Muscala in the shooting. The
Yes.
key is, I'm with you though, in the minutes, that's going to be key. How is his rotations going to work from here on out? Because when the ball comes
It's
back,
like in the fourth quarter. I'll give you an example. It's like in the fourth quarter. The last
sometimes
6 minutes, you gotta have Lonzo Ball out there because he's too great of a defender. Not to have him out there when you're in a tight game. Like I don't want 6'1" Rondo out there. LeBron can pass the ball. We already have somebody on the floor that can do that. Give me LeBron, give me Kuzma, give me Ingram, give me Zoe. You have 4 long defenders on the perimeter. That's what I need. And whatever big man you want to put in there, Tyson Chandler, JaVale McGee, Muscala now, whatever big man you want to put in there, but give me those 4 guys have to be on the floor in the fourth quarter. And let's say if you need a shooter, Liam, you put Muscala out there. Let's say if you need a shooter, maybe you go small ball. Maybe you just go with Bullock and you throw him out there because he's hot this game, or KCP, and LeBron play the 4 and Kuzma play the 5. You might have to go small at times, but I need those 4 guys on the floor. I don't need a 6'1" guy out there that's old. I want a 6'7" guy who's 21 years old and who could run and knock down passes and make plays on the defensive side of the ball. That's what I need.
But I want that too. But then when it comes to offense, when Lonzo off, he off. Like he horribly off.
That's true.
But
he still can make plays though, Liam. He still make plays though. He might not make the jumper, but he'll make a pass in the fourth quarter that you like, wow, he pretty much put that ball in the basket for the player,
If he off, he gonna sit in the corner. He don't even want the ball. So
I've seen him do that also. You got a good point there.
Rondo
I've seen him do that.
Rondo is gonna come in the fourth quarter in big games, and his resume and the way he's just different in big games. He comes to play. New Orleans last year in the playoffs. I mean, he ran Damian Lillard raggedy. Like he was the best point guard on the floor, best guard on the floor, period. In that series.
Now I do want Rondo to get his 20 to 24 minutes to run teams raggedy, but I'm talking about in those last 5 minutes of that fourth quarter when defense is important in a close game. I'm taking my defense over a guy like Rondo who can run a team because I just get LeBron the ball. Get LeBron the ball. Let LeBron make the plays for the teams. And if Zoe needs to make a pass, he can make a pass. But I want defenders and LeBron. And give me a shooter. So hopefully Muscala can be that guy to come in at 6'11". Hopefully he comes in and can shoot the 3 at a 36-37% clip. Because then you can leave him out there and he can spread the floor a little bit. But I just don't want to see Rondo in those situations. I do want Rondo to get his 20 to 25 minutes a game and kind of run the floor like you said he did last year in the playoffs and give LeBron those breaks where LeBron can play off the ball for 15, 20 minutes a game. But in the fourth quarter, I want 6'7" Zoe out there knocking down passes and disrupting the offense.
Defense, yeah, I want him defense. So I feel you on that.
The last thing I'll say about this topic real quick is Lavar Ball. Wow. I saw him on FS1, and that was entertaining as hell. I can't lie. I enjoyed that shit. But at the same time, I felt like he was hurting Lonzo, He's getting up there and he's saying everything. He did not hold anything back. And I think with what he did, he actually hurt LaMelo because LaMelo actually wanted to go play at Duke. LaMelo wants to play at Duke. And I don't think LaMelo's going to get that shot now because Coach K is going to see what LeVar will do. And Coach K has kind of changed his style because now in the past, he kind of restricted star players from being who they actually are. on the floor. But you watch with this team this year with Zion and Barrett and Reddish and those guys and Jones, and he's letting those boys play. He's just letting them go, street ball all up and down the floor. So I think LaMelo could play in Coach K's new style with allowing great players to be who they are, but I don't think he's going to want to deal with Lavar. So I think during that FS1 interview, that day he spent at FS1 on all those shows and all the shit that he said, I think he hurt two sons. And in the third one, he pretty much he was already dead in the water. He pretty much just shot him in the head. He won't ever get a shot.
But I think this is the thing too, because I think he was doing. I think he does this too because it limits. He doesn't want other teams to trade for Lonzo.
That's true.
He did that with New Orleans. When he did that with New Orleans, when the trade came out, it was like, well, Lonzo's camp prefer not to play for New Orleans. So he's trying. In New Orleans, shoot, man, we don't want to deal with this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He knows.
And then New Orleans don't want to get in a situation that if they convert Zoe into a superstar over the next 2 years, and he's already got a foot out the door, well, I'm leaving anyway. So,
But see, even if Lonzo was a superstar, New Orleans still holds his contract rights because he's become restricted free agent. So if some other team offer a contract, they match it. That's another thing that.
They would have him for at least a guaranteed 5 years if they had traded for him. That's what you're saying. Okay.
Yeah. So that was a thing, but I think he just don't want Lonzo traded. But I mean, we'll see. I think Lavar knows now because it's at the end. He can act crazy. As Lonzo was with the Lakers, he wasn't saying nothing, but now he wants to make sure to prevent a move being made with Lonzo because the more he talks, the more teams get less interested. So.
Yeah,
that's another thing. Just like they did injury last year.
Yeah, exactly. That's true. Yeah. So with that, I think we covered that topic pretty well. I think we feel a little different about how the culture is, and we feel a little different about Luke. But I think all in all, both of us made good points, and we can kind of compromise on this topic and how we feel about both issues, the culture and Luke Walton.
Thank you for listening to the PVR Sports Podcast. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel to catch new episodes and PVR clips. Like our Facebook page and share with your friends if you enjoyed this podcast. As we say in the South, catch you later.